Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we are back with our game with Late Age Ctis. And we are nearing, well, ever nearing the point where we switch from a scrub nation. How should we say this? We switch from a power bottom to a power top. And so we found 2 sites, which is pretty good, and we did some trading. Death gems from man. This is in exchange for the skull staff we're going to make him, but also the throne he's taken from us. He's already sent us, I think with the sword he gave us earlier, we counted that as 5 death gems towards an eventual skull staff. And then we sent Phalegra 10 earth, which I really need, probably more than I need death gems, maybe a little less than I need astral. But I kind of want to help Phalegra out against Utgard. Anyway, we cast Revive Tomb King. Found an enchanted tower, which is really nice, and an ancient temple. So, enchanted tower, Earth 1, and ancient temple, Astral 1. You get this from Site Searching Holy, which is kind of nice. It's kind of a nice thing is we're actually doing a decent job Site Searching Holy. This is pretty bad Site Searching in general, but we're Ctis, and we can't really do it too much better. Man attacks me here, takes my little throne. This was negotiated. I am annoyed by it a little bit, though. Would have been nice to have it. The throne's kind of shitty. There's no sites here, but presumably there's sites, we just haven't found them yet. The MR would be nice as well. Oh well. We will have to endure such things. Ulm moves here with his main army in position to attack Vaettiheim's capital. And this actually is a really well-scripted army. So I definitely have respect for this Ulm player. He's got a few of these guys with fire gems. I'm not sure what they're going to be doing. My guess is making one big fire elemental each. Ghoul Guardians in the front, which are going to be pretty good against a lot of different things. Especially body ethereal goblins. And then a decent little astral communion here. The coolest thing probably is this group of behemoths, which are not commanders. So they can only do hold and attack. But he's got this guy here to cast Gift of Flight on them. I sent them a note this turn, like, hey, move this guy back here. Sorry, I've got the yawns. It's late here. But, yeah, the basic reason being that with improved casting AI mod on, Gift of Flight has only a range of 2, which seems like a nerf, but it's actually a buff. Because basically you can target it now, whereas before the spell casting AI is so bad at targeting it, it never goes on what you want. And it's a pretty big range, so it just feels random. But anyway, if he puts them back here, he can actually hit these guys, which is cool. And then he's got 2 of these thugs, and then these guys are all here to do various buffs. So, very, very cool. And yeah, we'll get to see, hopefully, this army fight next turn. We're going to do 2 turns this episode. So I talked with Ulm. He had man ending his nap with him. And I believe attack orders were going to be issued this turn, maybe next. I can't remember. And he kind of wanted to pull this army back. The thing is, this army wasn't very good against man. These are actually, I think, the best units Ulm can make against them, just because they're cheap. And they have a tower shield, and they have a morning star. These are pretty good against shielded units. But you have to do Strength of Giants and Army Legions of Steel on them. It was going to be a shitty war versus Ulm. For Ulm, he's going to have to magic duel the shit out of man, which is not something you want to do. But if he did it in sufficient quantity, it would work. Anyway, man is going to end up piecing out with Ulm. And I'll explain the details of that. But at this turn right here, Patala had agreed with Ulm to end their nap against man, because man's kind of going out of control. If he eats Ulm, it's going to be bad news bears. And instead, man's going to pick another target. And apparently that other target is not going to be me. It's either going to be Utgard or Kalem. My guess is Kalem, but hard to know. I mean, he can blow up Utgard with Gifts of Heaven. Like, Gamherdings are basically illegal once man gets Gifts of Heaven. And that would actually play kind of okay for me, because I could come in here and eat Phlegra. So, we'll have to see. In terms of, so we went through the sites we found. For events, we got a water gem and a little bit of bonus income. There was a battle here. This guy, just unarmored, he won Champion's Trident, which is cool. We have consolidated more units here, and we're going to be moving the rest of them here. I was going to move my god here, but I decided to blood hunt, because my god, I don't want to storm with her, because there's 4 or 5 astral mages inside. I don't want my god to get soul slayed. It's enemy dominion. There's a chance they target her. I have basically nothing to gain by sending her in, and I can sit here and blood hunt. If I put her on top of the fort and I don't send her in, then she just wastes a turn. So we have her here. I don't think Vaettiheim should patrol. The odds of Vaettiheim attacking this are pretty low, but I'm still scripted to retreat. We're upgrading this fort. We're moving a mage and a priest down here. This fort's getting built. And yeah, we're on our way. Let's go to my current turn. All right, so this is my current turn. We got 20 pearls from Arco. This is in exchange for 20 nature gems. And we got 6 astral gems from Patala. This was in exchange for 6 air, which I had sent him last turn. You can see we're cashed out of air. Our site searching really sucks, like for magic diversity, and it feels bad. I really was counting on getting like a throne mage and fixing it or something, or hopefully finding an indie, but we got nada. Got some nature indies, and that's it. I don't even think we have like Wolf Tribe or something. It's bad. It's bad. A wolf. Okay, we've got Wolf Tribe. We don't have like, what was that one I was thinking of? The one Bone Tribe where you can get the death randoms. Not that we would need it, but you can get air, which would be nice. Yeah, we got basically nothing. The only randoms we got are not randoms. The only indie commanders we got really are these guys, which is kind of cool for whatchamacallit, for skeletal legioning. But that's about it. We found a Graveyard of the Damned, which is super sick, and we found a Starlit Pond. So Graveyard of the Damned is here, and the Starlit Pond is here on this throne. So we've got all our guys out very inefficiently site searching. There's quite a few Sarumancers out. But our gem income, I feel like, is pretty god-awful, except for death. Death is fine. But everything else is pretty horrible. We've popped this. Were there battles to show? Oh, yeah. So Vaettiheim, Ulm marches on top of Vaettiheim, and Vaettiheim doesn't fight with the PD. The PD here, when you have enough crossbow fire, and this isn't a ton, it's a little bit of a liability. Like, it's not really going to help a ton, but it can be kind of nice. Oh, he's doing baby fire elementals. It can be kind of nice distraction, but you can see the flying behemoths here, really cool. We can also see the Bless of Ulm, which is pretty cool. He's got decay weapons and blood surge. I dig. I think it's pretty close to the build I ran with Ulm. So he loses a member of the second tier and a fortune teller. Most likely to Archer Fire. But yeah, so Vaettiheim, this is a lot of PD. And Vaettiheim is now down that much PD. And they're pinned in their capital. And Ulm's been super friendly with me. And so, yeah, he and Patala have pieced out with Man. And Man's probably going to go on Utgard or Kalem. Arco and I were talking, because we've kind of been buddies, and we were thinking we should go on Bogarus together, but apparently Patala is going to be going on Bogarus now that they pieced out with Man. And that's not going to leave a lot of spoils to me, so I'm sending a message to Patala saying, we heard you asked Man to not go on us as part of piecing out with them. I wanted to sincerely express my appreciation towards your nation. It seems great minds think alike since we were preparing to end our nap with Bogarus in the next few turns. After we saw that Raga battle, Raga fought Bogarus and like stack wiped them, including killing a good number of eparchs and mages. When I heard you were ending your nap with them, I became a little concerned there might not be enough spoils for us to split. Two options come to mind. Either you 1v1 them and take most of their stuff. I just want vulturing rights to 30, which is this fort here, which is pretty natural for us to get. It'd be kind of weird for the monkeys to take it. Or perhaps I end my nap with Bogarus this turn as well and can help more with the heavy lifting, and perhaps we draw up a bigger split of the spoils, and there we'd probably get like all of these at least. So like maybe at least 3 more provinces. So it depends what he wants us to do. I'm kind of saying like, hey, we want this at least. But if you want more, that's fine. We can let you handle them, but we're also willing to help. So I think it's a pretty friendly way to approach vulturing, and I'm kind of open. We're kind of setting some boundaries like, hey, we're going to get something, but we're not being too greedy, and we're happy to work with him in however he wants to. Yeah. What I really would like to do, I think, is vulture this. This is a juicy province, and it's a fort. And then come over here and wipe out whatever is in this area, whether it's Utgard or Flegra. So I expect... So here's what happened. Utgard pinged this province this turn to see what Flegra was going to do. He also probably has something over here because I think this province changed hands, and it's probably a big Garm stack. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get to see Flegra or Utgard on top of Flegra. And I think I'm going to ask Flegra, if Utgard's on top of his cap, I'm going to ask Flegra to release me from the nap. And then I'm going to start going ham. And I'm going to probably do that with the intention of killing Utgard. Now, Garm herdings are going to be tricky because they'll chop up these dudes. I won't want to fight Utgard properly, like Utgard the nation, until I have Rigor Mortis, I don't think. Yeah, Darkness is not going to be sufficient because they're still going to have really high attack, and I've got garbage defense, and they'll probably 2-hit kill me. They don't have piercing weapons. There's a lot of things I'm going to be less excited, but I do want to swoop in and get a lot of Flegra. So like even if I just get like this stuff, which is only 5 provinces, that could be enough to tide me over. My goal right now is really just to not fall too far behind everybody else while we make our progress towards construction. I'm also building... I had sent Man a message a previous turn, hey, I'm building you a skull staff. So I'm building Man his skull staff, and we'll be sending that to him shortly. And, yeah. So that will be coming in the mail to him soon. Cast another Tomb King here at our discount site. These Tomb Kings are actually going to be more for leading armies, and I think I had mentioned I can make chariots with them. I don't even know if it's worth it. On one hand, chariots are nice. On the other hand, like, I think they're just really beefy commanders to guarantee I get Divine Blessing. And then they can reanimate when I'm not using them. I think that's what they are. But anyway, and that's not a super high utility. So I think what we're going to be switching to doing is we're still going to use the Chamber of Enchantment, but I think we're going to be doing more twice-borning. Especially if we end up having to kill Utgard. We're going to be fighting in the cold, so I'm going to need some cold-resistant mages. So we're probably going to be doing a lot of twice-borning. That's kind of what I'm feeling. We're moving this guy down here to get him twice-born because I'm going to have 1 Darkness or Skeletal Legion caster like ready to go. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. Is we'll probably switch out of Tomb King. I mean, we're getting... I made a spreadsheet. Let me show it to you. All right, so this is a spreadsheet for gem stuff, and this is how much income I had, I think last turn, maybe this turn. Or how many gems I have, and then how much my income is. And then based on that, when I get to whatever level of gems I feel I need. And for example, for death, I thought we needed a lot. We only need like 65, and I've got pretty high income. So we can kind of chill on this for a while. We only need, you know, like 4 turns, 5 turns to prepare. Wait, whoops. And with our research, we're right at 560. We need to get to cumulative of like 9,000, I think, ish. So like right around here, like 11 turns from now is when we'll have construction 8, which seems like a while. We might be able to pull it in a little bit because I don't know if this number has, I don't think this number is factoring in sages, which we're about to have. But it's not going to change it as much as you'd think. It'll change it a lot for other things, but for this, it's like, because you can see our research per turn is only in the next few turns going to get up to 1,100, so not great. The sages will help, but it's not going to get it up crazy past that. So a lot of the research is just coming from the 500 per turn we already have. But anyway, in about 11 turns, we need to be able to forge the artifacts we're going to need. And what that means is we better have the gems. And so I kind of put like the gems we're going to need. So this is to make the horror harmonica and the ankh. So it's not a ton. There's other artifacts with death gems that are pretty good. We probably will end up making, but it's like the basics. Nature. This is for like Soulstone of the Wolves, and then maybe one other thing, but I think like some nature boosters we're gonna need to get there. Astral is a kind of a little. This is pretty inflated. This includes like horror harmonica, but also like a ring of wizardry. And that is because one of the things I want to make, I'm not sure if I'll be able to, is I would love to make Atlas of Creation. But it's going to take like Earth Empowerment, which I kind of need to do anyway because I need a Golem caster. So I kind of need to Earth Empower my god anyway. Because I'm going to have a Horror Harmonica, I kind of need a Golem. You know how those go together. I may also Twiceborn my god and send him in to like die underwater so we get a foot slot. Kind of sucks because we'll lose recuperation on our god. But I don't know. I need to think about it. But if Ring of Wizardry, it's worth really mapping out how we get to the Atlas of Creation because it will help my horrible gem diversity, magic diversity. Like it'll help us there. But it'll have an impact on the game, but it's just so hard for me to get. I was really thinking I could get an adept because I had an awake titan. It's like I'll find a throne near me. Maybe I've had a war over one. It just hasn't really worked itself out. Yeah. Anyway, still going to be super useful, but I'm going to need a lot of earth gems. And you can see it's going to be a while before we ever get 50. Fortunately, I'm trading for more. So this also is helping me focus what I'm trading. I'm trying to trade for Astral. I'm trying to trade for Earth most. I'll take a bit of Death. I'll take a bit of Nature. But you can see I've gotten rid of my Air. I'm also trading 16 Water for 15 Earth this turn. So we're working on getting rid of some of our Water. We'll probably also be getting rid of some of our Fire. There are Fire things that we want. Like we would like to have the Crown of Overmight. That would be pretty sick. Be amazing to put on our God. But I don't know if we're gonna get there. Some of these things can also be helped by what randoms we roll, because these Sauromancers do have some pretty rare randoms. We can get an extra one of these, and then the question is, what are the ones we want? Well, like for the Fire Hat, it'd be great to get a Fire random and an Earth random on the same one. Obviously, anytime we get 2 of the same ones, that's pretty cool for those reasons. Also might be cool to get Earth and Astral on the same one. Maybe we won't pull the trigger. I haven't done the math, but there's a decent chance we wouldn't pull the trigger on... Well, no, we're still going to Earth Empower our god. But maybe we wouldn't like Twiceborn our god if we need the foot slot. I'm not sure how much we're going to need the foot slot for the Earth boots, but... Anyway. We had our god Bloodhunt. She pulled in 11 blood slaves for us this turn, which is kind of sick. So she's going to do it again. There's a chance it gets wasted with the unrest, but we're going to go ahead and do it. We have her scripted to retreat still. I don't think Ulm is going to... We don't have a non-aggression pact with Ulm, but presumably he's cool with this. The Ulm player seems very cool. So we're going to keep blood hunting here for a hot minute. We're storming the fort. We're trying to harvest these items off this mercenary again. So he's on attack closest at the very front, and everybody else is on hold and attack. So he's at the front and attack closest. Dear God, I hope they kill him. And we can harvest this, because this is pretty useful against crossbow nations, just to have this in the bank. And then this is situationally pretty useful. Like, we can use it to kill things that would otherwise be really hard for us to kill. So, yeah. That is that. So how things are shaking down. Oh, we also got to see Agartha storming Marignon. I mean, Arco storming Marignon. You know, would shoot me if I didn't show you this. His god is here, and his god, I think this is his god. Oh, no, it's not. Just a badass dude. Casts hell power. But there's some ethereal elephants. And I don't believe there's an answer to these guys. Yeah, the elephants kill everything. Yep, GG. So Marignon's out of the game. Yeah, rest in peace. We'll be having this fort next turn. This fort's already built. We're going to be upgrading this with the lab and temple. So next turn, we're going to have 2 new recruitable places, which is going to be kind of very nice. Palisade is 2 turns away from finishing here. Ura, we're keeping around. She's going to be who we're going to blood empower, and I have enough. I kind of mathed it out a little bit. I should have plenty enough blood slaves now to blood empower her, and then still have enough for Gift of Kurgi, which is 40, in time for when we do Construction 8. The other thing, I don't think I mentioned it, but we're going to probably turn on priest production before we hit Construction 8 so that I've built up a decent number of them. So that's kind of a thing. You know, the other option would be to take something like this and not build a lab here. In fact, that's actually a pretty freaking good option. There's no real reason to put a lab here. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do it because we're not very far away from just making priests. So okay, we're just gonna have this guy search. I kind of wasted his turn then. We're gonna have him search, but we're gonna be doing more. I mean, it would be kind of cool. No, I was gonna say it's not gonna speed up our timing that much, but it would be nice to go ahead and have this making one of these guys a turn. And in the meantime, you know, these are actually going to be kind of useful. We can put them in this fort. We can put them in this fort, and they can start getting the Sacred Serpents, which are kind of garbage, especially since they have upkeep. We're going to be out of the Sacred Serpent business as soon as we can do this life after death stuff. Because quite frankly, everybody that's making a Sacred Serpent, we could have them make Tomb Worms. And Tomb Worms are just better, and they don't have upkeep. So... But yeah, that's a small improvement to the turn. We've got a scout coming down here. We're going to be building a fort. We're going to be building a fort here. This probably also... Let me think. I might build a lab here, because this is likely going to be where we're doing our life after death stuff, and I probably need a lab present. But we'll be looking to probably build 3 forts, maybe, that like one here, this one, and then maybe one other one where we don't have a lab. It's going to be temples only. Moving this guy here too to, I think I built him last turn here. But yeah, we're moving him here to build a temple. Because while we can have some forts that are going to be temples but no labs, and we'll be making priests for our shenanigans which are to come, we can't really do labs without temples. All of our mages require temples, so that is that. I don't think there's much else to say on this turn. I think we've pretty much covered it. I think we've covered it. Got a few gems, which was nice from events. Did I cover? Yeah, I think I covered magic sites. Yeah, so I think that's it. We're going to have these 2 forts adding to our mage total for a little bit. And then probably in 4 or 5 turns, we're going to turn off, maybe a little more, maybe like 6 or 7 turns, we'll turn off mage production, switch to priest production everywhere. And I'm going to start thinking about at least patrolling this. And then the other thing is we're going to be probably mobilizing for war here against Flagra. But that's it, folks. Hope you're enjoying the series. Pour one out from Marignon, and we'll see you next time.